What's going on, everybody? We're back. It's your friend Will. It's the Memory Lapse. And I think we're going to jump into competitive constructed this morning. It's a very dark, rainy morning here in Brooklyn. And if we're going to grind up to a 100,000, 200,000 gold before the next set, we're not going to be able to do it just on daily quests alone. Attack with 45 creatures. If you've been watching the channel, you know this is not exactly my playstyle. I mean, I do get the attacks in with the green decks, but that still would take quite some time. I'm not going to re-roll this though. 750 is just too lucrative, even for a player like me who's paid. So, we played the Red-White Angels deck yesterday with Frenzy. We never drew the Frenzy to see if it works, so might as well. The deck does seem powerful. The card quality's there. So might as well just try that in competitive constructed and see if the frenzy works out. While we're loading, let's shout out some new subscribers. Jajuan Lee, thanks for subbing, dude. Angelo Pasito, Escaidi, and Edgar Farias, who I think we shouted out yesterday. But channel continues to grow. Really appreciate all the support. It's just cool to see people enjoying the content, like finally hitting enough subscribers and just viewers that people are commenting like, hey, your mic sounds like shit, or like, hey, how'd you get all the cards? All valid questions and comments. I would really love it if people commented also on things like, new decks they'd like to see, considering I have a pretty built-out collection. Because if I had just my way, I'd only be posting green-black deck content, and I know that would probably fatigue people quite a bit. Alright, so this looks like a keep. Double Knight into Aurelia. And all the colors to cast pretty much everything that we want in this deck. Our opponent's in the tank and goes to 6. Yeah, I wonder also if this deck, the Frenzy helps with the mulligan situation in this deck, because, when I mulligan with black-green with all the Explore creatures, I never feel like I'm that punished for it. I mean, I'll for sure complain about it, but, you can explore into 2 lands, and you just feel like you are back to 7 so quickly. Whereas this deck just does not have that function. Oof, green-black, okay. So green-black is for sure, like, depending on their build, the type of deck that can easily beat us up. If their removal lines up with our big stuff really well. Like, if their hand is just like triple Chupacabra, we're probably never winning. Alright, so they're stuck on lands, which means that our aggro Night Drop might be good enough here. This History was obviously the best card we could draw. If we just go Aurelia now into Lyra, I'm sure we can win. Now if they just drop Jade Light here, we're in a little bit of trouble. Alright, I've never really played on the other half of this where I haven't had these cards of my own to kind of balance it out. Oh, delayed Wild Growth Walker trigger. They lagging? There we go. I wonder if they'll bash in here. Yeah, disciplined. Yeah, this is... I think it's probably still better to build the board and play History, because this could build us up to a position where we could get an attack in with the Knights on the 3rd chapter. But yeah, next turn we'll just play Aurelia, pump this Knight, and hopefully 4 first strike is going to be enough that they won't be able to block it, though. More likely than not, no, actually 4 would never be enough because the Walker's already at 5. Maybe that was a reason to play the Resplendent Angel then, so that way Resplendent Angel could attack for 5 next turn on the Aurelia. I do kind of want to save this for... I don't want to just throw it out there and let them hit it. I want to have a chance to play it like post-combat with after gaining some life off of something like a Lyra and get the trigger immediately. But maybe that's too conservative, as we're already so far behind. And they reveal Plague Crafter. Our knights do sync up well, or line up well against their board right now, and considering what they've played out, I'm guessing that they're on the Menagerie build here. The inclusion of Plague Crafter makes me think they're on Menagerie build, unless they're on like a non-Menagerie, more rockish build that just happens to play. Oh, they're gonna let us actually attack. Just happens to play like one or two of these because it's a decent card. So that makes us less punished for not playing the Resplendent Angel last turn. Get to play Aurelia. Yeah, so they mulligan, they just like drew right out of it with their Explorer creatures, which is super nice. They did miss one land drop and they had to rip, but that's what these decks are kind of designed to do. Alright, here comes just like a casual 6 more life for them. This is Karma. Yep, there's the Menagerie, which I imagine they'll keep. Well, luckily they don't really have answers to our flying creatures, and if they can only gain so much more life. And maybe we can build up a big enough board that we just get them. We have to be careful here. We can't just block because of the existence of this Plague Crafter. I think we're looking at taking 7 here, playing Resplendent Angel, and we have to hope that between Resplendent Angel... Ooh, Conclave Tribunal is pretty good. I guess we'll use its second main phase after we jam an attack here. I think I'm not attacking with this. Yeah, I think I'm just attacking with Aurelia. I know we want to get the Resplendent Angel down. And then I think we'll just tap it. This other Menagerie is less good. I mean, it's still great. They still get to explore a ton. We can play craft. If they play Crafter, we'll just let a token die. And they won't have a very good attack here. And then we're going to try to turn it around next turn, pumping Resplendent Angel. So the card that most punishes this is Find Finality, which they could play second main phase. We're going to gain life next turn if they don't have it. So can we just go to 2 safely here? Yeah, I think we have to. Because if they just go land drop, maybe they don't know that we know they have this land, but if they just go land drop Finality, we're in trouble. But at least this way, we get to keep the Aurelia around. That must have been their plan. Like, I can't imagine why they would attack into the 2/5 Aurelia. But they do have to pull the trigger on it, right? Because if I pump this next turn and gain 5 and make a token, they're in a little bit of trouble, I think. Can even gain 7 because I can Aurelia this up. Yeah, so now they're thinking, do they pull the trigger on it? And oh no, okay, cool. Yeah, so I think we're just bashing him for 7 here. Okay, a little Lyra Jr. here. This also further insulates us from Plaguecrafter. Now their attacks are way worse because they're not pressuring our life total nearly as much. And all of these are blocker eligible because they'll all die to finality anyways. Oh, someone liked my reply. Thanks, man. They could also just be throwing these away because they have another... I think we know they have another Gruesome... No, it's not showing, so I guess they don't have another Gruesome Menagerie in hand. But if they're trying to induce a block with the Aurelia, I'm not going to bite on that. And we just take 3. We don't want to trade this token away because it's our best thing to sacrifice to Plaguecrafter. We're trading 3 for 7. Even more now that we have this Angel. Blocking this way kind of forces them, if they have finality here, to use it, I think. Because if we block the other way, then they get a better like Plaguecrafter. Yeah, they did have finality. So we read their trick successfully. None of their creatures get to live. And we have this Knight to insulate against the Plaguecrafter next turn. So they need to draw... They need to draw some good stuff fast. Alright, so let's load up. Experimental Frenzy off the top would be great here. So I think if Plaguecrafter comes down... I guess I'm more interested. I'm just going to sacrifice the Vanguard because the first strike is so good against the bulk of their creatures here. And the Hexproof is also good against them. Oh, right, this card has Mentor. That's great. This is, I just don't play with this card very much. I probably could not have set it up to make the 3/3 live, because this could have only mentored it up to a 4/4. Oh, here we go. Alright. Goodbye. Give you a little metal here. Down to 2. Alright, so they're in a tough spot. Fine Finality doesn't help them. They need like Chupacabra. Chupacabra doesn't even really help them that much. We're going to draw this Shalai, unfortunately, so we're not going to get to use it. This is, I mean, Experimental Frenzy effectively drew us one extra card this game because we were so far ahead by the time it got into play, but... Okay, so against their deck, I think things like Ixalan's Binding are good. I know this card always annoys me. Conclave Tribunal is good. The Clarion's tough. It does do a good job sweeping up little guys, all the Explorer creatures. Settle seems okay. I don't know. All these cards seem good, but I wonder how... I think we're the beatdown in this matchup. I don't think we want to be taking out a lot of the angels that we have. I mean, obviously the thing that comes out easily here is Experimental Frenzy. And I think we want to keep some number of them. Justice Strike is kind of an awkward card. Doesn't kill too much. But would Seal Away be better? Or Settle the Wreckage? I don't know. Let's kind of just do those 2 cards in, and let's just trim 2 Experimental Frenzies. That's the upside of including a card like that in your deck. It's like, well, you know, what do we side out? Well, let's just side out the card that we're not sure about. I think we can keep this. These angels do get out of hand if they don't have an immediate way to answer them. Oh, by the way, maybe you noticed, we have a little name change down here. They allowed us to change our names between closed beta and open beta, so we now have the memory lapse. Because, you know, we're all about branding here. So slow draw by us. I wonder if double history will be good here while we ramp up our lands to get into Resplendent Angel territory. Yeah. So they're running the full 12 Explorers. Well, we beat this last game. They grew it up to like 7 or so, which means they gained 18 life. Alright, Lyra's nice. Lyra into Resplendent Angel. That would be sick. They push this, so they must have like another Explorer creature here. Or they're just trying to get something in the graveyard for a gruesome Menagerie. Alright, so they for sure keep that, which hurts. So that makes our Lyra a lot worse. Alright, so they're more or less all in. And we know this is a land So I'm guessing this is like a Menagerie or a Fine Finality for them to go so wide. Because we do have Deafening Clarion in the deck. So if we hit that, we sweep them up pretty nicely. They're going to let us poke back here. Trading, I think, is good for us. But the free damage is fine too. I mean, they're at 32, so I don't know why they would trade here. I think if I'm them, I just take it. Well, no, I mean, I guess it's Vigilance, so I can always attack. Or always get the block. Okay. Play another history. Hopefully this induces them to Chupacabra a token. If they Chupacabra a token, it gives us a window to get Lyra down. Wow. Nice. So as long as this is not another Chupacabra. If they do have an answer to Lyra, we're in a lot of trouble. Alright, so do we take this easy block here? Or do we actually block here? 3, 8, 9, 10. If we block here, it puts them off Find mana, or Finality mana, which would matter in a Resplendent Angel, like post-Resplendent Angel turns. But saving the 3 life might just be better. No, I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to get an attack here. We have plenty of blocking that we can do with Lyra that keeps us alive. And if we untap with Lyra, we probably win. Again, they could just have another Chupacabra or something. Taking them off Finality mana was good, I think, because if they Finality'd here, we'd be forced to chump with the Lyra. Well, no, we wouldn't be forced to, because we would have blocked here, so we'd be at 3 more life, 2 more life. Because if they Finality... Alright, looks like we're going to get to attack with this Lyra. And they double bricked on Jade Light, although I would never consider that a double brick. Drew 2. Mole Drifter mode. No, they wouldn't have been able to draw something this turn anyways that they needed, so just gets them closer to finding an answer. I wonder how greedy we have to get with the Angels next turn. Okay. I don't want to put the Chupacabra in the graveyard. I don't want them to be able to recur it easily. I think we just have to go wide here and hope that they don't have Finality. get punished here, but I think the potential to make 2 tokens is good. Oh, and these tokens will live through finality because of Lyra. Okay. I didn't think about that. Shalai next turn will protect everything from any future Chupacabra draws. They quite misplayed, I think, running this Chupacabra out just to get a token. Oh, they got another one. But now what do they take, right? I think they still have to take the Lyra off the board. It's not amazing for them that I can make 2 tokens a turn. Eight. 8 and 5 is 13, 14, 16. Probably important to do the 16 here. And put them on a 2-turn clock. We're a little blown out by finality, but they basically just have to be top decking it at this point. Alright, so they found it. They hit us for 5 here. Oh, just 3. They did decide to keep the Seeker Squire. Okay. Now we're in chump block mode. Alright, they got us. Damn. Well, they drew into it. We had them 1 turn away, and now we have to play game 3, but we'll be on the draw, or on the play this time. Alright, just click attack. That game kind of makes me want to... I don't know. We haven't drawn our Clarions to wipe the board ever. I don't know if I want to change the deck too much. These Justice Strikes seems like they won't be that good, though. The Lightning Strike is kind of good because it can pick off the 1/3 before it grows. Is it worth taking out Justice Strike on the play, putting in something like Tajic's Legion to grow our creatures, I wonder? Kind of a tough matchup to sideboard for. Is it worth putting back in the Experimental Frenzies on the play? Maybe we should try that. Tapping out into it is probably better. I thought we were going to turn that one. Find Finality is a hell of a card, though. we hit a land, if we hit running land, this hand is insane. History of Benalia is pretty unimpressive against all these 2/1s. But I guess we've been on the draw with them. So they've always had like they've always had a Wild Growth Walker that can also play defense. Cool. So we're gonna get to history into history, or history into Aurelia. Aurelia's was quite good against them. Okay, Ichi, relax. He's getting restless. He doesn't like these tense game 3s. I hesitated, almost thinking about playing Resplendent Angel there, just because of the like his Angel into Aurelia better, but I think playing the Knights down and trying to come up the board is a good angle to take. So if they have a 2-drop Explore creature here, I'm going to go ahead and run out the Aurelia. Wonder if they're keeping that. Looks like they are. Alright, well, we hit running land, which is insane. Insanely good for our deck. Still attacking. If they want to trade the Secret Squire, I think we're okay with that. Against this, now that this is down, I think the second history is not as good. Oh, they pushed their Secret Squire. Okay. Alright, so here's Chupacabra, and let's hope that they don't have another for the Lyra next turn. They're signaling no intention to block with the Wild Growth Walker. This attack's a little questionable, because we know they have the find half of Find Finality in their deck too. Letting them put the Chupacabra in the graveyard for free means that they have more outs of drawing answers to the Lyra. If they have another Chupacabra here, we're in a ton of trouble. Alright, so they Muldrifted. It looks like we're going to get to attack with this and play it out like we did last game, and hopefully it'll be good enough this time. Start generating Resplendent Angel tokens that, because of the Lyra pump effect, will actually live through a finality. I think everything else, like this Adanto Vanguard and the history, we're holding back. So now they need kind of running Answer to Lyra and Finality. And their Harpooner only does 2, +2. So actually, the Harpooner's big enough now. Oh no, this is a 3-drop. They can eat that. If they eat this though, they're still taking 10. And it's a total of a 15-point life swing because of the life gain we get. And it's probably worth taking the Vraska off the board. With them at 10, we let them keep the Vraska, and we put them on a 2-turn clock versus 3 turns. Ooh, no, it's not a 2-turn clock because they get to gain a life off the Vraska. So it's a 3-turn clock either way, but this way we get to deny them 1 draw. And I guess I will play this. I don't know, we're at 33. I will play the history. Because this could help us engineer a lethal. This is going to be tight. They have a lot of good top decks. They could also have like Vivian Reed out of the sideboard, start eating our flyers. Alright, so I wonder if that signals a fine finality. Ajani seems okay here. So again, we're not gonna attack on the ground this turn. I don't want to let them put the Chupacabra in the graveyard. Okay. Ajani could be good next turn now. I think we're not so afraid of blocking the Chupacabra now as well. But yeah, now that by virtue of them having an answer to Lyra, it paid off playing this history. Because this is going to pop next turn. All these knights are going to be big. And we can even Ajani up 2 more knights. So yeah, I'll let Ajani go to 1 though. So we still want to play around the finality side. Keep our 5/5 vigilance. Ooh. I wonder if plussing matters, the order in which we plus. Hey, thanks Thomas for subscribing. I guess we want to keep growing our flyer to get it out of Harpooner range. This attack makes me wonder if they have finality in hand and they're just trying to get us to block. If they have finality in hand, they also have find. So I'm just going to do this. Because this kills them next turn. Although I'm curious, like if they have Find, they could have been jamming with this too to try to induce a block along with the Wild Growth Walker. Okay, well we got there. That's all that matters. We attacked with 24 creatures. So there we go, 1-0. Halfway to break even. And yeah, let's spin it up. But that's it for this one. Round 1, that took quite a bit. 40 minutes, those were grindy games, but we dug out of it. So thanks for watching. Thanks again to everyone who subscribed. Post your comments below. And we'll be back later with more videos.